Hey YouTube. Welcome back to another one of my glamorous videos where I talk about spirituality, wellness, and how to make yourself a better you. Now, if that is something that you're interested, remember to not only like, but to share, comment, and subscribe for more of my beautiful face on your timeline. So today we are going to be talking about basically not reacting the way that you thought you would react when it actually does come into fruition. So I had a nice amount of my manifestations actually come through, fruition. And I didn't react the way that I thought I was going to react. I thought when I would get them, I would be excited, overjoyed. You know how they say to get what you want in life, or like to manifest, like you would have to feel how you would feel at that point in time. And of course, the automatic thing is like to be happy, be joyful, because that is what you would imagine that feeling would be when you would get it. But when I did get it, it was like, okay, it was kind of like more of a nonchalant like feeling of it. I wasn't like overjoyed. Of course I was happy, I was grateful that it came through, but I wasn't as happy or like really ecstatic as I thought it was gonna be. And I feel like that prompted me to kind of go a little deeper on really manifestation techniques, and is it really necessary to channel that overhyped emotion when a lot of the times you may not feel the exact way that you think you'll feel. And another thing that I have noticed is my lack of receptivity when it comes to things coming my way. It's kind of ironic because us as a collective, or like as spiritual beings, we would ask for all these things, for example, like new friendships or money, or just like new experiences that'll like, make you more open-minded and broaden your horizon. But when the universe would put you in those places to broaden your horizon, and it doesn't look like how you would imagine it to look, you kind of step back and say, oh no, this isn't it. I would be, for example, I'll say asking for, I'll say new friendships, or like, more people to hang around. But I wouldn't put myself in situations where I would meet new people. Yeah, I'll walk around, the neighborhood, I'll go to the beach, but it's not like I was actively going to events. I wasn't really actively going or looking for things where a group of like-minded people would meet up. You can say that I was honestly blocking my own blessing by not even putting myself out there. Of course, I put the message, in the atmosphere, in the universe, but I wasn't taking the steps that I needed to take for that manifestation to actually come into fruition. Of course, everybody knows that like you have to meet the universe halfway. You can't just ask for something and not put in work. So that is something that I've noticed that I have trouble with, but a lot of people have trouble with as well. And I actually wrote a little poetry about it, you can write poetry. So I'm gonna read it. So this is basically my observation of not only myself, so you can say that this is my shadow work, but my observation that I've made when it comes to other people as well. So, I hope you guys kind of dig it and maybe even resonate a little bit with it. I noticed a lot of the collective, including me, went through this whole spiritual and mental transformation through the pandemic. We couldn't ignore our mental health any longer as we watched the world shut down. We focused on aligning our chakras and removing toxic people from our lives. And now we're more aware, calmer, and more attractive to new possibilities. Yet we still feel like something is missing. We go out into the world and we're not as open as we used to be. You're hesitant, shy, and you even feel like you're walking on eggshells, trying to avoid the next karmic cycle from even starting. You're afraid to show the new version of yourself out to the world. You spent months manifesting open-minded conversations with your new friend group, but you won't even go outside because you're afraid of another energy vampire. You've been visualizing your new boyfriend, yet you can't even look at a man in the eyes without old traumas being brought up. You have been doing years worth of shadow work to bring you to this very moment, and now that the universe is placing you in moments to set off that chain reaction, you freeze up. So that is what I have so far, and really, don't hate me cause I'm beautiful, don't hate me cause I'm... Something that actually inspired this poetry is that I actually started spending time, a lot of time by myself, to doing shadow work, to becoming deeper, like more connected with spirit, to actually going to lounges and clubs by myself and just spending a lot of time, a lot of quality time by myself. And of course, like when you get into the spiritual side of social media, when it comes to TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, you start to hear a lot about energy vampires. I see myself more afraid to get into friendships because I'm thinking, okay, the next person that may come into my life will just put a lot of baggage on me, which I've noticed happened in the past. I would meet people and they would give me a whole baggage dump of just the things that are going on in their lives, and that made me really hesitant to even put myself out there and to even create like a group of friendships, which is something I've been manifesting because I didn't want that whole karmic cycle to happen all over again. But the thing that I've noticed was that this is a karmic cycle that I had to overcome, the karmic cycle of wanting to live again, or just me being hesitant to live again, to go outside, to experience how it feels like to be around other people, because you just become so afraid of just negative things happening that you are not even able to be open towards positive things coming into your life. And it's kind of ironic because it would go totally against my belief system of just like, you know, positive attracts positive. Before I went on my spiritual journey, I gave a lot of my energy to other people when it comes to pleasing my parents or just trying to find new people to hang around with, in the sake of just me wanting friends and just me yearning to have that, I guess, dream friendship of just like, oh, like a whole bunch of pretty girls in a clique, you know, you see all that on social media and you just want that, you yearn for that. And I feel like I ended up losing myself and actually being more insecure about myself, because a lot of my happiness was based on whether this person was okay, whether this person was doing fine, instead of how I was doing on my day-to-day life, whether I was reaching my goals or, you know, if I was improving on my mental health or my physical health. It was all about another person. So of course I went through this whole spiritual transformation and I started putting myself first, caring about my hygiene, caring about my mental health, etc., etc. Me putting myself out there again, I was afraid to sink back into the person that I used to be, sinking into that, like having my people-pleasing tendencies come back up, me actually caring more about somebody else than I do about myself, especially when it comes to a man. I don't want to get into a relationship and just losing myself again due to me being infatuated with somebody. And I can see how that made me more scared to even put myself out there than ever before. But something I feel like I've been really called to do, or just something that would help me not being afraid of sinking back into the person I used to be, just, of course, me staying rooted in my practices, but also me actually going out there and taking chances and actually meeting new people. I feel like that's a cycle that I've been hesitant to start, but it's time. I also feel like another thing that's keeping me from wanting and trying to meet new people is me actually putting the boundaries that I learned how to set up in place with other people, new people, and not knowing how that would manifest. And I guess me being afraid of setting boundaries with new people. And it's just a new thing that I'm just now learning how to do at the tender age of 20. And you know, it's very easy to watch a YouTube video or a TikTok video on how to set boundaries and what a toxic relationship looks like, compared to you actually going out and you putting what you learned into use. And I guess that's something I've been avoiding, was actually me using my own discernment, and just, I guess, me not trusting myself enough to know when to stop a relationship and how to stop a relationship that isn't serving my highest good. And I guess not, ultimately just not me trusting myself. In the past couple of days, I've been taking some chances, and I've been looking at events to go to and actually going to events, which I'm really proud of myself for doing. Just putting myself out there to the universe, and just me being open to meet new people, and just starting friendships, and actually testing my discernment, trying to see, hey, do I have the strength to tell people no? We'll find out on the next episode. Yeah, me going out and actually testing the things that I learned and actually putting that into practice, that's something I've been doing. And I'm actually really proud of myself, you know, being open to new energies and new people. You know, manifesting can only take you so far. You doing the work doesn't have to be you going to a concert, or you attending like every Facebook event that you see. You doing the work can be you joining your local poetry club, or you actually going to those guitar lessons that you were talking about always wanting to go to. It's just you actually taking that first step when it comes to you living the life that you actually want. And today I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be going to my first acting lesson, and this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and all the visualizations and the manifestations and everything. I did that, all the visualizations, and just, it's like I'll manifest it, but I won't actually put action towards it. So this is, I'll say, my first time putting action towards something I've been wanting to do for a while. And I guess the reason why I haven't been doing it is because I'm just afraid how it would look like if I actually did it. And now I'm doing it, and I'm pretty proud of myself. Even if there are people who are trying to take advantage of you, have faith in yourself that you have great discernment, and that you know what's good for you, and that you know when to say stop, and that you know when to stop when something is clearly not good for you. So take that chance, have faith in yourself, and ultimately just believe that everything will work out the way that it's supposed to, and you actually get closer to your higher self. So I hope you guys liked that video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you love to see more of me on your timeline, don't forget to turn on those post notifications. So I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye. You can't be replaced. So go now.